Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into my Watch Me Wednesday, episode number 104. I've had a really exciting week thus far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. I've been getting quite a bit accomplished. I hope that you are all too. Hey, Kyra, how are you? Today, as you know, last week, I gave you a tutorial on a square and a square with Deb Tucker's ruler, the Tucker trimmer, and I really love that ruler. But remember, I also told you that there are more ways than one to create a certain block, and that's what I'm actually here to show you today, that there are definitely more ways than one to create a block. So hit the share button because I think you're going to want to show some people. Hey, everybody, welcome in. So last week, let me show you. I was showing you the square and a square, and I showed you how to do it with the Tucker trimmer, which I really like, and I hope you all like that tutorial. But today, I'm going to show you how to make the exact same size block and in a different way, and you can't tell the difference between which was made with the ruler and which was made in this particular way. So you have options out there, and basically that's what I'm here to show you. I really enjoy showing different options and different ways to do things. So if you're all ready, we're going to get started. I'm going to show you this little tutorial. So hit that share button so you can share, and let's get started. So I'm going to turn the camera and I'm going to turn it down so you can see what I'm doing here. Hang on tight. You're going for a little bit of a ride. You ready? Okay, so I've got stuff all lined up and ready to go for you, so I hope you can all see this. So this technique is paper piecing, and you're going to get the same exact block. In fact, I showed you, I believe, with my ancient etchings fabric, and then I went and I paper pieced some blocks with the same ancient etchings fabric. But can you tell the difference between which was done with the Tucker trimmer and which was paper pieced? Probably not. So I want to show you how you go about doing it and making it the same exact size. So I've got a few set up here. This is the ones that I'm actually currently working on. They're already set up and ready to sew, and I will show you how to do that. The first thing you're going to need is paper foundation. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I'm not going to give any measurements or anything because basically I'm just showing you that you can do the same block without the ruler. You could do it with paper piece block. So I had to actually create these in electric quilt. They are specified to the size that I need. So you could do it with any size you want. So this is just the particular size that I needed to work with to make the same size as the Tucker trimmer. So you need your paper foundation first and foremost. Then once you have your paper foundation, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your square and you're going to glue it onto the paper foundation into the middle. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm off camera there. Glue it there, and then what you do once you've glued that on, and I glue it on with this is what I now really like, and actually it'll be on my website as of tomorrow. It's the Elmer's Glue repositionable glue stick. So it acts like a Post-it note. So I use that to glue that first square down. Once you've glued that first square down, I'm going to kind of go backwards here a little bit because I already set this one up. You're going to fold on that first line, fold that down. Then you would trim your square. Let me just take this apart so you're not too confused here. Then you're going to trim your square. You put your add a quarter ruler on, you trim your square. Then you take your triangle that you had already pre-cut, and these are pretty much the same as last week. You take your triangle you already pre-cut, lay it on there so it covers that corner triangle. And then you're going to go ahead, and I like to put the glue pen inside that 1/4 inch seam allowance to give, so it's ready to go. So I don't need to use pins or anything, and I can take it to the sewing machine. So once I've sewn that, and I'm going to show you in a second, I'll sew that up. But once you've sewn that, you're going to press it. So that's one piece you have done, okay? So let's turn you towards my sewing machine so that you can see. I'm going to sew a couple together. I'm going to chain piece it for you. Okay, so I'm going to sew. I put my sewing machine on 1.5 is the stitch length. I use a 50 weight thread. Right now I have on the Viking, it's a regular 8 foot. I don't use the 1/4 inch foot because all I'm doing is going to sew on the line. A Microtex 7010 needle, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to start, but I'm going to sew off of that line, beginning off the line, and I'm going to end off that line. And I just sew right through. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to put the next one in and set that aside. And I'm going to sew the next one. And you saw that I think I have 8 of these set up. So you can set up however many you want to sew and just keep chain piecing them through, okay? So now let me turn you back around to here so we can show you the rest. So now once you've got them sewn, you're gonna take it and you're gonna press that back, okay? So that gets pressed back, and you're gonna do that to all of them, okay? Once you have them pressed back, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold and trim on the second line, and you're going to add that second triangle. So it's kind of like you're adding opposing borders, if you will, to like your quilt. So you're adding opposite sides. So you add that one, chain sew it just like I showed you, and then press it out, and this is what you end up with. Now you still have to add the other 2 sides. So then you're going to go back, you're going to add the next one, you're going to trim that center square down just like I showed you before. Add that third triangle, you're going to sew it, and then you will have that third side on. Now you have to add the fourth side. So there is your fourth side. You're going to fold back, trim that yellow piece down to that 1/4 inch, add your triangle, and then sew it on your sewing machine to get your completed square and a square block. But you're not done yet. You still have to trim this excess away, just like you did on the Tucker trimmer. You had a little bit that you were going to trim away. So we trim away on this outside line. So that's what I've done for you here. I've trimmed away on that outside line. So if you can see here, the difference between the two, right? I've trimmed on that outside line, okay? So now this block is now nice and perfectly square, okay? So now I've got that nice size. Then the last step is to take the paper off the block, okay? So now I'm going to show you one that was done with the Tucker trimmer. So this was done with the Tucker trimmer, the ruler. And this is the back of it. This is the back of the one that was paper pieced. So the fronts of the two and the backs of the two. So you can see you can't tell much difference. So you can get the same size block, 2 totally separate different techniques. Isn't that cool? So you basically, you're going to pick your poison. You're going to do what you like to do best. Now I'm going to switch you back up so you can see me again, because I know how much you just so want to see me. It's too funny. Anyway, so the point of this whole tutorial is to show you that there are definitely more than one way to make a block. You can get good accuracy either way, and it goes about the same pace either way. So it's really a matter of your preference. So try them both, because I think the more tools that you have in your toolbox, the more knowledge that you have in your toolbox, the better quilter you'll be in the end, because you'll be able to discover alternate ways to get to your end point, which is the finished quilt. And that's what we're all really trying to work towards. So whatever you find is going to give you the best accuracy and give you the most comfort in creating your quilt is what you want to do. So I always encourage you to try different ways. Definitely try these two ways. They're fantastic to do. I'm going to be finishing up piecing a bunch of these. So that was basically the point today. So the other thing I want to tell you, so if you are really looking to learn how to paper piece too, and you've never tried it, I'm going to give you this last public service announcement, this last PSA. So you know that I have an online class, paper piecing the Cactus and Blooms quilt, which I did show you. I've been showing pictures along for the past month. This Saturday is the last day to enroll in that class at the introductory price. So if you want to learn paper piecing and really learn from the beginning to the end with all those details and own that class through until you are done with that quilt and actually for the rest of your life, and you can actually answer me questions back and forth, log on and enroll before Saturday, or before the end of Saturday, because that'll be the last day that you can get in at that introductory price. Then the price will go up. And I will give you a hint. I am beginning to work on the next online class, which I think is going to be a super class. I hope you will enjoy that. But that probably won't be released until either late summer or early fall. We're going to be filming it in a few weeks, so I hope that that all goes well, and I'll be able to start giving you little drips and drabs of that as well. I will put the link up above me for the paper piecing the Cactus and Blooms class, so if you're super interested in learning how to paper piece, I hope you'll join me. That would be fantastic. I have lots of people in the class right now, and they seem to really be enjoying it. And some people are actually almost done with their quilts, which is super cool. And we have a private Facebook group for that class as well. So, oh, Nancy is now on. She said she just finished cutting out her Cactus and Bloom. Awesome, Nancy. I can't wait to see. Post some pictures in the group. Love to see what you've picked out and how you're going with the quilt. So that's awesome. And Betsy too. Betsy's also working on the Cactus and Bloom. So that'd be awesome to see what you're doing. Don't forget to post in that group. I'll put links for the class and the group above me as soon as I'm done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will join me next week. I'm hoping to have another tutorial for you. Until then, happy quilting, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Love you guys. Bye-bye.